Hi everybody, this is Anti-MS. In some Breath of the Wild speedruns, you end up in situations where your best option for defeating a Hinox is Magnesis and a metal box. For instance, in Trial of the Sword Out of Bounds, you usually skip most of the trials, go straight to the Hinox room, and end up in a situation where you've gotten to the Hinox and need to defeat the Hinox, but you don't have any good weapons on you because you've skipped almost all of the trials. Eventide Island is another location where you have to defeat a Hinox. There's our Hinox. But they take your weapons from you when you land on the island. A Japanese runner whose Twitter handle is Rune Games, REWN_games, has found a method of killing a Hinox with Magnesis and a metal box much faster than any other video I've seen out there. I will link to their video in the comments, but as far as I know, there's never been a tutorial made how exactly to pull off that new faster damage Hinox Stunlock. So what I wanted to do today was show you exactly how to do that. First off, I'd like to show you the new Stunlock in action. So let's do that. Alright, so I've brought a metal box down here with Magnesis, and what I want to do right now is just show you this trick in action, show you what it looks like when you get it. Pretty fast. Alright, I'm going to show you how to do this trick here on Eventide Island, just because it's a pretty convenient place to practice it, because you've got metal boxes over here and a Hinox down here. This is a good place to practice it even if you've already completed Eventide Island. This Hinox will be here even if you've already completed it. I'm currently in Master Mode, and so I'm going to be using it on a black Hinox, which is more powerful than the blue Hinox that would be here if I was in normal mode. Also, just to let you know, the final floor of the beginning trials and Trial of the Sword, those have either a blue Hinox if you're in normal mode, or a black Hinox if you are in Master Mode. This technique should work just fine on either black Hinoxes or blue Hinoxes. I've never tried it on a red Hinox, but I would be pretty surprised if it didn't work on a red Hinox. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use Magnesis. I'm going to bring this box right down here. Before you can really start, the Hinox does have to be awake and standing. The way it works basically, at least as I understand it, is that once you get it in place, wedged in his armpit, kind of, when he flinches because you've hit him, he kind of moves back, and then when he returns from that flinching motion, he kind of comes forward again. I think when he comes forward, he hits the box, and that counts as if the box hit him. And so basically he flinches and then returns back to his neutral position, hitting the box, and then flinches and returns back to his neutral position, hitting the box. I think that's basically how it works. Now, I've found it easiest to do when you smack him in the face first and then go for the armpit. It seems like hitting him in the face, that makes him flinch kind of in a more pronounced way than when you hit him in the armpit, but it can certainly work just to go straight for the armpit. Once you have got the box in place, you do need to hold D-pad up to continue to push it toward him. If you don't hold D-pad up, it won't continue to exert pressure on him, and it'll break the stun lock. Also, as you're hitting him in the armpit, it's very easy for the box to slip out of place, usually downward. When he hits the box, it kind of pushes the box downward a little bit, and so you do have to continually put it back in position up in his armpit. So you have to flick the right stick so that the box moves up. Now, which direction you have to move the stick depends on whether you have your axis inverted. But for me, since I do have my axis inverted, I have to flick the right stick down. If you don't have your axis inverted, you'll want to flick it upward in order to keep it up in his armpit. I usually flick it about once a second, and usually all the way, basically as far as it goes, but I just flick it. I don't like hold it there for any length of time, I just flick it. So, I'm going to go ahead and activate this, and wake the Hinox. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Right now I'm just waiting for him to get up. Now I'm going to smack him... No, I'm not. I'll try to save this one. There we go. So I ended up kind of not managing to smack him in the face, but I got it in his armpit here, and he's in the Stunlock, and I am flicking the right stick down, and I'm holding right stick down about once a second, and I am holding D-pad up. Now if you start to hear start to see that it's not hitting him quite as quickly, if it's kind of slowing down, that's probably a sign that it's close to slipping out of place, and so you probably need to flick a little faster. Yeah. Even if you do flick it, I've seen that like sometimes it does slip out of place, I think, even if you're doing everything correctly. So, I think that's about all there is to the trick. This will be a pretty short video, just because it's a fairly simple trick, not a whole lot of moving parts. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised that it took this long for this trick to be discovered and shown on the internet somewhere. So, but I was instrumental in implementing it in runs. As far as I know, I was the first one to implement this technique in any run. If you find out otherwise, please leave a comment and let me know. That would be very interesting to know. Though I, again, was not the discoverer, and the original discoverer, I've got a link to their video in the description below. I think that's about all there is to say about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll probably put together some other tutorials sometime in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.